Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everybody. This time I will write a journal from Ijtihad, Jurnal Wacana Hukum Islam dan Kemanusiaan, Volume 23, Number 1, 2013. Yeah. With the title is Sharia and Islamic State in Indonesian Constitutional Democracy and Aceh Experience by Khamami Zada from Syarif Hidayatullah State Islamic University, Jakarta. The abstract, yeah, a question is in the implementation of Sharia in Aceh. Is Sharia compatible with democracy as a political system in Indonesia? And with a comprehensive Sharia implementation, will it threaten the existence of the Indonesian state? This paper discusses Sharia expansion potentially leading to the establishment of the Islamic State of Aceh. The study was conducted using qualitative research, yeah, nah, primarily that were taken from interviews with academics, journalists, non-governmental organization activists, youth, and focus group discussion with the leader of the Islamic Sharia office in Aceh province. Meanwhile, the secondary that data were gathered from historical documents, legislation, and canon in Aceh. They collect that were analysis using the legal history theory of bond and the Islamic democratic state theory of highest 2014. Yeah. Now, this research on the gradual implementation of Sharia in Aceh within an Indonesian democratic system. Thus, the gradual constitutional national ways the world chose to avoid the conflict between the Sharia and a national legal and political system. This then was led to the legislation of Sharia in the local and national political constitution. In the next phase, with the increasingly widespread Sharia rules and regulation on worship, criminal law, and economic law, Aceh can be called a small prototype of the Islamic State. Yeah. Now, with the significant historical, political, and social power, the roadmap of Sharia implementation in Aceh indicates a clear direction for the reflection of God sovereignty as the foundation of the Islamic democratic state, even if is in the local context. Yeah. Introduction. The democracy of Syria has become a trend in Muslim countries. Abdullah 2022 Harnis figure 2008, Johnson and Sergi 2014, TB 2013, even if many scholars doubt the compatibility between Syria and democracy. Some Muslim countries have shown the ability to legalize Sharia as part of their legal system within the democracy. Furthermore, Syria is subject to democratic political procedures and mechanisms involving government, political parties, mass media, and society in establishing legal and political policies. Countries such, such as Indonesia, Pakistan, Malaysia, Egypt, and Tunisia have introduced a democratic system to legalize Sharia. This implement in Islamic State, such as Pakistan, and religious state, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Egypt, and Tunisia. Commonly, the legalization of Sharia in democratic system is directed at the implementation of Islamic criminal laws and Islamic government. Some Muslim countries have dedicated themselves to implementing Sharia in family and economic law. Yeah. The two legal aspects are crucial part of Muslim aspiration. Some Western countries have placed Islamic family and economic law in their national legal system. For instance, the law in the United Kingdom has opened some opportunities for Islamic ritual and activities, such as a funeral kurban, yeah, animal sacrifice, weddings, divorce, inheritance, and the accommodation of Islamic financial instruments. However, the country strictly refers the implementation of Islamic criminal law. This regulation is to maintain social justice in Europe, which has been increasingly compartment by religious identity. Apart from Nigeria, which give special autonomies to some of its northern regions to implement Sharia. Indonesia is another intriguing choice to be studied, as it has given Aceh an exclusive authority to implement the Sharia. After the stimulation of Aceh's special autonomy in 2001, the Sharia aspiration in Aceh has shown a tendency towards totally. At the early stage, the legalist Sharia aspect include akidah, creed, ibadah, worship, and Islamic propagation. However, the Sharia implementation has expanded to Islamic criminal law, even to it attract controversies nationally. Currently, the local government stipulates Sharia economic regulation and its formulation canon regulation on family laws to complement Sharia implementation in Aceh. The more comprehensive Sharia implementation is indivisible from Aceh social, cultural, historical, and political atmosphere. Yeah. Nah, the integration of the component has made the Sharia regime in Aceh acceptable to society, even if there are still Sharia uh, violation. Here the three, the people of Aceh continuously consider Islamic law to be a fundamental component of the province. Yeah. It is unsurprising if Aceh attract attention from scholars from various disciplines, primarily political and legal scholars. Some of them argue that the Syria is a solution to the conflict in Aceh. isolating the Aceh freedom movement and used as the significant political commodity in the local level to achieve political power. However, the expansion of Sharia implementation has not become a concern yet. However, uh, those studies have did not explore the trend of the totality of Sharia implementation in Aceh. This totality and comprehensive fairness rights question will Aceh thrown into the in Islamic State, taking into consideration the fact that the application of Sharia in Aceh has included a variety of faiths, which in turn would lead to the development on an Islamic governmental system. This paper discusses the utilization of democratic ways in Syria, formalization in Aceh, and the challenge faced by Aceh in becoming an Islamic state within the Indonesian democratic system. Method method is this empirical inquiry based the fieldwork in Aceh was conducted in Banda Aceh City, a strategic region in Aceh province with relatively heterogeneous, dynamic, and cosmopolitan characteristics. The data, the data of the research were collected by main interview, VGD, and documentation. The primary that were obtained from in the in-depth interview with academics from university, youth Muslim, journalists, and government, non-government organization active. They were also collected by involving the Sharia office leader in Banda Aceh. Meanwhile, the secondary that were taken from various documents, such as law and regulation, some of which are law number 44 of uh, 1019 99 on the implementation of Aceh Specialty Law number 18 of 2001 on the special autonomy of Nagro Aceh Darussalam. Law number 11 of 29 oh, 26 on Aceh government and regional regulation are canon. Yeah. The data were analysis using the legal history theory of one in which the law is always always to meet the mind for change with the demand for the stability of the complexity of society. At this phase, the data will analysis with the legal history authority to show the continuity or discontinuity of the implementation of Sharia in Aceh. This was also analysis using Islamic Democratic State, highest 2000. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Next, the data were analysis using the legal history authority of Bond, in which the laws is always addressed to meet the demand for change with the demand for the stability. The law is always addressed to meet the demand, for the stability of the complexity of society. At this phase, the that were analysis with the legal history authority to show the continuity or discontinuity of the implementation of Sharia in Aceh. These was also analysis using Islamic democratic stand, in which the state has accommodated the procedural democracy to implement the Sharia as the reflection of God sovereignty. Yeah. At this phase, the that were analysis to show the legislation of Islamic principle implement of the democratic mechanism. Gradual and constitutional means. Yeah. Laws in the perspective of legal history principally are fixed but need an adjustment for societal change. Yeah. State that in such and condition, there is a need for reconciliation between the demand for change and the demand for the unchanged law or stability. This is significant recent development demonstrating the potential trajectories that the legislation reform will take. Its main point is legal continuity, although the shift in social function and political and economic system is frequently accompanied by social change. Yeah. The cultural and political context in society has forced the laws to be implemented as stakes to continue the story that has previously occurred. In the context of legislation, the Sharia implementation in Aceh is not instantaneously, but gradually with the issues of canon. The are first determined in the Sharia implementation in Aceh in the VGD with the leader of the Sharia office. The arc that Sharia implementation is mentioned in state. As one, the officer state, the Sharia in Aceh, it is implement through the gradual process, slowly and depending on the readiness of our people and government. If the people are ready, the government is prepared. Yeah. After that, the process will move on to the Sharia implementation. Since 2000, the roadmap to Sharia implementation has been relatively clear with the issue of Canon number 11 of 2002 on the Sharia implementation in the area of belief, worship, and Islamic propagation. This is then complement. Yeah, okay, sorry. Since 2000, the roadmap to Sharia implementation has been relatively clear with the issue of Canon number 11 of 2002 on the Sharia implementation in the area of belief, worship, and Islamic propagation. Yeah, this is then complemented by Canon number 8 of 2015 on the cultivation, the protection of belief. Various moral protection regulation, including the prohibition of alcoholic liquor, gambling, adultery, and rape. Yeah, follow this. These are reflect in the intro canons. Canon number 11 of the liquor prohibition and alec. Canon number 13 of the 12, yeah, 13 of 2003 of the prohibition of maisir, and canon number 14 of 2003 on the prohibition of khalwat. These two canon are included in canon number 6 of 2014 on Islam criminal law regulation alcoholic liquor, maisir, gambling, halwah, proximity between men and women, ikhtilat, and acts of intimacy between a man and woman, adultery, qadhaf, causing someone committing adultery, sexual assault, liwat, homosexuality, musahabakah, musahakah, lesbianism, and rape. According to Nazar, a lecture of Uin Raniri, Sharia should be explained in accordance with the conduct of the people Aceh, which has reached an emergency level and should be dealt with using Islamic criminal law. Following this, the Islamic procedural law is regulated by Canon number 7 of 2013 of Islam criminal procedure. The next phase in the issue of Islamic economic regulation, such as Canon number 7 of 2004 on Zakah management, Canon number 10 of 2007 on Bait al-Mal, grocery house, Canon number 7 of 2016 on halal product assurance system and Canon number 11 of 2018 of Sharia financial institution. The legislation of Sharia is animated as creating public benefit. Table 1. The phase of Sharia implementation in Aceh. Those canon issued by provincial government as guidance for regions in cities to regulate other aspects to be in line and compatible with the provincial canon. This is not notably regulated by canon number 7 of 2015 on the Sharia-related authority distribution between the provincial government of Aceh and Regency or city government. Yeah. In addition to legal substance, the gradual Sharia implementation also occurs in the punishment. For instance, there has been no canon regulation the sentence for this However, the government of Aceh has not implemented what is stipulated by the Quran for div divus, yeah, and mutilation. Moreover, the government does not consider stone for the perpetrators of zina muhsan, extramarital affair, or adultery, as specified by the Quran, Rashid, Quran, Rashid lecture, Rashid orator at the Renary State Islamic University stand, Sharia should not be fully implemented in the early stage. There is a need to educate the people. This meant that if the Quran comments and mutilation for the thief, we can choose not to implement it. This is because society will be paralyzed in and it does not solve the problem but trigger new ones. In Aceh, the adulterer are canon according to the canon. And not stone, many people question with Sharia teaching allows them, and was is the foundation of thought as sentence. Yeah. For now, we do not the perfect Sharia as stipulated by the Nas, the faint decrees, but we will implement the Sharia gradually. As time goes by, the people might slowly accept the Sharia. Rashid 2022. Yeah. Okay. They chose to sentence the perpetrator of zina Mohsan with caning is in line with the historical context around the debates during the formulation of canons of Islamic criminal law in the era of Irwandi Yusuf, the governor. At that time, the representative of Aceh government wants the criminal law to be implemented gradually. This occurred during the Islamic criminal law drafting discussion at the PRA, led by Bahrum Al-Rashid from Partai Persatuan Pembangunan PPP, Development Union Party, and Bustanul Arifin from Partai Keadilan Sejahtera (PKS), Prosperous Justice Party, at the as the secretary. Yeah. On 14 September 2009, the representative of the Aceh government stood for the exclusion of the stoning in the draft. The Aceh government and so that the Islamic criminal law should be implemented step by step. The government's stance of reverse Islamic criminal law in the discussion of canon jinayah drafting at the PRA is a part of the pacing in its implementation to avoid the conflict between the canon and the existing national criminal acts. The Albury mentioned an article 200 18 from, yeah, of the Indonesian Criminal Act KUHP is only about extramarital affair where one or both perpetrator are of legal marital status. They face imprisonment. Meanwhile, stoning is against the stipulation in the National Criminal Act. Okay. The history of the Aceh, especially the gradual path, path of Sharia formalization, is part of the history of Aceh during the peace negotiation between the Indonesian government and the Aceh people, led by Muhammad Daud Borough. The Indonesian government isu keputusan pengusaha perang or Warlord Decision nomor KPTIS Perda 06061 1962 on the wisdom of implementing the element of Islamic Sharia for its adherents in the special region of Aceh. Indonesian Scholar Association, represented by Panitia 5 or Community 5, view that the decision reflects Aceh people and believe that the Sharia to be implemented step by step. The history of Sharia implementation in Aceh has shown stability, continuity, and consistency. The Aceh's political struggle so that Sharia is implemented in state. This choice is related to the radiance of the people to accept the Sharia. Moreover, the prompt implementation of Western criminal law makes the people use the system. The people have not been ready with the Sharia, particularly the comprehensive implementation of the criminal law. The person also ensures that the Sharia in Aceh does not frontally contradict the national legal system. Therefore, Aceh has not implemented stoning for the adultery, death sentence for apostasy, and hand mutilation for theft. Yeah, the passing, uh, the passing in Sharia implementation in line with the principle of tadrij, gradually step by step, or step by step, informing Islamic law. Yeah. The choice of gradual normalization of Sharia in Aceh has been maintained in the context of procedural constitutional democracy. The Sharia implementation in Aceh is within the landscape of national legal policy as stipulated in Pancasila, the five principles, and the Indonesian Constitution of 2019 for 2009 14.5 accommodation Islam as one of the legal source. The first principle of Pancasila is belief in one and only God. The principle provides policy in direction that religion is the soul of the constitutional system and national law. Base of the formal and material legal source. Religious law becomes part of the national legal system. This is in this context, the Sharia in Aceh is regulated in the form of canon with two principles. It does not contradict the national law and can fill gaps in national laws. For example, canon number 6 of 2013 14, sorry, an Islam criminal law is only applicable to Muslim and not to the non-Muslim. Non-Muslim who commit crimes alongside Muslim can choose to submit themselves to the canon voluntarily. Furthermore, all aspects regulated in the canon Jinaya solved by based on the maintained principles. Okay, next. Armia, a lecture of the Faculty of Sharia and Law of the Honorary State Islamic University, believed that the Sharia implementation in Aceh led toward a political system. Instead, the Sharia is implemented gradually. It depends on what aspect it is done in the past or concerned in the criminal aspect. And now we move the economy. It is possible that in the past we move the politic. If the Sharia we has moved from criminal to economy, it meant that we enter a new phase of Sharia, even though the process is relatively long. There has been a shift from criminal law to welfare in Sharia. Started by Abu Bakr 2008, 2008, yeah. The roadmap for implementation Islamic law will not the full implementation of Islamic criminal law. Yeah. Sharia economic law, ahkam al-mu'amalah. This is possible after the success in the implementation of Sharia in the aspect of worship and Islamic propagation, surrounded with the element of belief, Islamic criminal law, and Sharia economic law. Nevertheless, ahkam al-jinayah implement in Aceh is still limited, limited to would punishment specified by Allah in the Quran and ta'zir sentence given the destruction of judge. The implement wudud offense that have been put into effect include those involving alcoholic beverage, accusing someone of committing adultery and immorality insult. Meanwhile, the comprehensive implementation of ISAS punishment reciprocal to the crime and criminal and hudud there has not been regulated in canon Jinayah of Aceh. The crucial aspect of hudud remain comprehensively unimplemented. South has stiff liberty, bukan up, and apostasy. Yeah, Islam integrates legal, moral, and spiritual aspect in this enforcement. The international integration of uh, the aspect is clear in the philosophy of law, legal contraction, and determination of legal action and sanction. Yeah. The purpose of this study is to examine the integration of the role aspects in forming a restorative justice model, the classification of authority, yeah, authority. Okay, next, conclusion, conclusion. The dynamics of Sharia implementation in Aceh cannot be separate from the issue of statehood linked to the national legal system. As result for political comprehensive Islamic law in Aceh is implemented in state not all at once, starting from the protection of faith, worship and Islamic propagation. The application of Islamic law moved toward the implementation of Islamic criminal law, Sharia economic law. This choice is based on the consideration of community readiness, the intention to implement Islamic law within the framework of national law. The phenomenon is the continuity of the implementation of Sharia and the early period of Aceh in response to the independent in Indonesia. Yeah. Now, the application of Islamic law within the context of Indonesia as a democratic state is adjust to the law formation procedure siyasah tashri'iyah in the national legal and political system. This makes Sharia legislature in the local and national political constellations involving legislative and executive organs. Yeah. The expansion of Sharia implementation in Aceh, which has almost led to its totality, makes Aceh potentially become an Islamic state under the democratic system. The roadmap of Sharia implementation in Aceh, uh, conferring the foot of family law, criminal law, economic law, yeah, provides a clear direction for the existence of Islamic democratic state from Indonesia social and political context. Aceh is not prototype of Islamic state. Aceh will always be an Islamic democratic region implementing Islamic principle of the basic of procedural democracy in order to be a part of constitutional political system of Indonesia. This next regulation implements the Islamic law in Aceh has become a law accepted by the people of Aceh Indonesia society. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.